In this video, I want to talk about something that took me a lot of thought, and I didn't arrive at that conclusion overnight. This video is about one key question and issue that some atheists have, some religious people have, some agnostic people have. Is religion, is spirituality ultimately bad for us as individuals and bad for the world? If so, should we do anything about it? Now, when I had become an atheist, or, just, I guess more scientific is what I like to put it. That's not to say I'm good at science, because I think currently I'm not very good at science. I'm a curious person, but I don't claim to know a lot of stuff scientifically. But I became more factual and into the truth, and I became an atheist. I then had to ask myself, if God is not real, if he is as fake as Thor, as fake as the Egyptian gods, as fake as the Greek gods, and he's just a work of fiction, and the Bible is just a work of fiction, why should I be afraid of religious people? Why should I worry about them? Other than them being totally clueless as to what they believe. What's so bad about it in terms of how can it possibly harm the world? And why should I do anything about it? So for a very long time, and I do see this with a lot of atheists, I was very neutral in my approach to people who are religious. I felt that I was right in what I believed, but that I didn't see a plausible reason why I should be concerned that someone believed that the tooth fairy was real or something that wasn't real that they believed was real. And eventually I came to the conclusion that religion is, I wouldn't say is the only reason why we have problems in the world. I would say it is a huge contributor to many issues we have in the world. And this is my reason why. If you really think about it, I'm going to explain to you why. The reason why I believe religion is bad is because religion, and this is mostly all religions, from Hinduism to Christianity to Judaism to Islam, teaches that, and it has to do with the very foundation of religion. And when I was Christian, I was taught that you judge a tree by its fruit. So if it bears good fruit, then the tree is good. And I'm sorry to say this, but just because a person happens to be a good person, a saint, or whatever you want to call them, doesn't make that religion itself good. It doesn't make the doctrines of that religion good. Okay, if I meet a bunch of nice people and they happen to believe in some strange religion that is about cutting people's heads off and throwing them in a volcano to sacrifice to the gods, I'm still going to disagree with that behavior, even though the initial people I meet might be nice to me. I look at the core belief systems of a particular religion and not judge a tree by its fruit, because the roots might be rotten to the core. Okay? Now I'm going to explain to you why I believe ultimately I came to this conclusion. Religion is founded upon the premise that faith, believing in something without evidence, is good. That it's divine, that it's God's will, and this is the foundation of most religions. To believe in something without any evidence, without any facts. If you really understand something, it's this. That mindset of it's okay to believe in something without any evidence, without any facts, is the foundation of many of the ignorance in the world. It is the foundation of racism. It's the foundation of sexism. If the legal system worked that way, where you convicted someone of a crime without any evidence, just because you feel in your gut that it's true, then we would have a very screwed up legal system. If we operated it in the same way that religions operate. Okay? I would accuse someone of murder, but I had no evidence. I just think they're a murderer because they look like one. And you might say that that belief shouldn't be harmful until I kill that person, and then I justify me murdering them with saying, well, I thought they were a murderer, so I was really defending myself and keeping them from killing anybody else, even though there was no evidence to back that up. So when people are conditioned as a child in various religions, with the core philosophy, the core view of the world is that it's okay to believe in stuff without evidence. And you have a world like that. You have a world that is prone to have madness, chaos, and destruction, where people are killing each other. And eventually what happens is, if you teach someone that it's ultimately, whatever's true is ultimately whatever feels true to you in your gut feelings, then you're going to have people that essentially do whatever they want. Because if I believe something is true for the sake of it feels true to me and there's no evidence or any facts to back it up, then I can just make up whatever I want. I can hear the religious people say, oh, well, we have the Bible, we have the Quran, we have our scriptures, and, we're good people. We're not sadomasochists. We don't do whatever we want. We have morals. I can hear them saying this. And I'm going to say this to you. What happens is, when you teach a human being that it's okay, it's perfectly fine, acceptable, it's divine, you put it on a high pedestal, it's okay to believe in something without evidence. What happens is you're going to encounter religious people that will eventually disobey their scriptures, disobey their teachings, and decide that they want to kill someone, rape someone, or do something really horrible because they feel they're doing the right thing. Even though there's no proof, even though you could point at a scripture that says, thou shalt not kill, they believe that their behavior is acceptable because they have faith, essentially, that they're doing the right thing. And God is on their side anyway. Okay? So what I'm trying to tell you is that when you start to believe that believing in something without any evidence is perfectly fine, then it opens up a can of worms where a person can believe that they're doing the right thing even though they're disobeying their very own religion. That is why you encounter people that are serious when they say, I believe in Jesus, when they are serious when they say, I believe in Allah, when they are serious when they say, I believe in whatever religion they believe in, but then they do something completely contrary to what they supposedly follow. Because the very belief that they have in that particular deity is a modality of thinking in which it's okay to believe in something without evidence. So then every other decision they make after that follows that same exact modality. It's okay to believe in something without any evidence. It's okay for me to believe that raping someone is perfectly acceptable, even though it might be written in the scriptures or morally wrong for me to do that. And I believe it because I have a gut feeling that God will forgive me and will be on my side. That is how you find religious madness and chaos. And that is what atheists, that is non-believers, are worried about. That is why atheists and non-believers view religious people as being immoral. Now, I want to get into this. I'm not at all trying to say that we don't ever make decisions without evidence. We don't ever make irrational choices. We don't ever do anything wrong. I'm not at all trying to say that and put ourselves on a higher pedestal than religious people. I'm trying to say that when we make a decision that is wrong and immoral, we don't put that on a high pedestal. We don't say it's divine or, it's okay. We will honestly feel that we will honestly have an intuition that what we're doing is wrong. And so the key difference is that one person feels that whatever they're doing is okay, even though there's no evidence that it is. And then one person identifies that what they're doing is wrong because they look at the evidence. I made a wrong decision. And so religion teaches people to just be irrational, and irrational behavior in the world, it only contributes to more problems and more issues of the world. I'm not trying to say there's no such thing as good people who are religious, who do good things. I'm just trying to say that those people that do good things because they have a feeling that what they're doing is right. And those people who do bad things also do it because they have a feeling of whatever they're doing is right. So you have good people and bad people in a religion who are doing things for the same reason, just because it feels good to them. And so that's why I believe ultimately religion is bad, because it teaches that it's okay to judge, it's okay to sacrifice, it's okay to make people suffer, it's okay to tell people what to do, it's okay to be self-righteous without a single shred of evidence or proof to back it up. It's one thing to believe in a deity, but then it's another thing to create an entire book of rules and laws and regulations because you just feel that this is what the deity wants. But it's ultimately just a bunch of people coming together and deciding whatever they feel is right at that time. Like gays are evil and gay people are bad and whatever. They have these type of beliefs that are just totally immoral, but they get together, and because they feel that this is acceptable to their God, they write it down in a book and they make that into law. So that is my reason why religion is bad, and why the elimination of religion in the world will contribute to people making better decisions. We will not have parents deciding that they want to suffocate their little babies because they want to send their kids to heaven. Okay, or people shooting up a place and killing a bunch of people because they think they're going to go to heaven. We're going to have less of that in the world. Less racism, less evil in the world once we eliminate that core thinking of, well, it's okay to do to believe whatever we want just because we want to believe it. Okay? That is what religious people accuse atheists of being, non-religious people of being. And if anything I want you to come away from with this video is that religious people are just as capable of immorality, because there are those who say, well, if a person kills, they're not really Christian. Or if a person does something immoral, they can't possibly be, serious about what they believe. And what I'm trying to tell you is, yes, a person can be totally Christian, believe in Jesus and God and all that, and still be totally immoral. But not know that they're being immoral because they think somehow, some way God accepts what they're doing. So that answers that question. Yes, they are Christian. Yes, they are Muslim. Yes, they are whatever they think they are. And that's the thing I want you to come away from this video, is to get a deeper understanding into how someone who believes in something that seems good, like Christianity or Islam, or good to you, or what motivated you to be a good person, and how that person can become evil, even though they are indeed Muslim, or indeed Christian, or indeed Jewish. Because they really do believe in that, but they have twisted and perverted their own belief system, but they're still very much what they claim to be. If they were not of that particular religion, they would have simply said it. A lot of them have nothing to lose by being honest and say, well, I'm really not Christian. But a lot of them do believe it, and they acknowledge that that's what they are. So it is what it is. Religious people are just as bad as anybody else. And that's all I want you to come away from. And because of that, I believe that being more proactive. And again, I'm not saying that religious people are all bad. If a person's religious, they're immoral and they're bad. And I'm not trying to say that religion is the only problem in the world, or the only contributor to all of the problems in the world. I'm just saying, when you think about the foundation of most religions, there's no way that foundation cannot contribute to more issues and problems of the world. That foundation could be good. You have a lot of good people just following the wrong thing, and you don't judge a tree by how do I say this? You don't judge a tree by its fruit, but you don't always judge a person based on the tree. In other words, you don't judge a person based on their religion. You judge them on who they are as a person. And if they're following the wrong thing, then you can correct them on that and try to guide them in the right direction. And anyway, that's my video, and thanks for watching.